Hello and welcome to the SingaporeConnect COVID-19 Forum. For those of you joining us the first time, SingaporeConnect is a San Francisco Bay Area-based volunteer-run overseas Singaporean group which was started almost 20 years ago. Since March 15th this year, SingaporeConnect has been facilitating these community updates on the evolving COVID-19 situation in partnership with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Singapore Global Network. We have also had special guest subject matter experts from our community. In our previous sessions, we've addressed the impact of COVID-19 on personal and professional topics like COVID-19 prevention, the search for the COVID-19 cure, mental health during shelter in place, the Singapore-US visa situation, job opportunities in Singapore, education, Singaporean Bay Area restaurants, as well as cooking Singaporean food at home. Today, in our 13th session, by popular request, we will be featuring cooking Singapore food at home again. And this time, we will have live cooking demonstrations by our very own Singapore celebrity chefs Emily Lim of Dabao Singapore and Nora Haron. We'll also have Yen Sim of We talk about how we can shop for the Asian groceries we need to make our favorite Singapore dishes. In this segment on cooking Singapore food at home, we'd like to invite Nora Haron to show us how to cook beef rendang. Nora, it's great to have you. Could you tell our viewers here today a little bit more about yourself?
Hi, everybody. My name is Nora Haron. I have lived in the Bay Area since 1999. And I went to San Francisco Baking Institute. I started as a pastry chef and have worked my way up. And today I own a restaurant group. I have 4 restaurants in San Francisco. I think some of you have been to Local Kitchen. We serve Singapore food on Beacon Hill. It's the only restaurant that we have continued to do takeout and delivery. The other 3, as you know, are temporarily closed. So when COVID happened, we decided, since all our East Bay fans were not traveling to San Francisco, I decided, why not bring the food to the East Bay? And that's how Nora Haron pop-ups came about. Did everybody hear that? Was that okay? Hello?
Yes.
I don't know what's going on.
Thank
Okay.
you. The sound across
Okay. All right. So today I'm going to teach you how to make rendang. So this is how we make it at the restaurant at Local Kitchen. If you've been to Local, we make our rendang with brisket. We serve it with a salad or with grits, and sometimes even on a pizza. We have a beautiful wood oven pizza at Local Kitchen. When I took over, it was a pizza oven, but I've recently, used it to roast meats, vegetables, and make everything be good because it's a 2-ton oven. I didn't want to remove it. It's a beautiful centerpiece. So when we open again, y'all should go check it out. All right. So what is rendang? So rendang, according to the culinary historians, originated from India, and then during the spice trade, shared it with the people of Indonesia, the Minangkabau. All right. So what happens is the people in Minangkabau then started doing their own iterations of it and made rendang to be shelf-stable during their travels, and then brought it to Malaysia and Singapore and so on. Now, the version I'm doing is the same one that I do at the restaurant. I like to use a cast iron pot because of the even heat distribution, and I'm using a whole slab of brisket. Now, rendang is like braising. So when you braise meat, it takes a long time to cook. So preferred cuts of meat are usually for rendang chuck, brisket, also the top round. So things that are attached to the legs, where it's muscular and a lot of connective tissues, are good for long cooking time. You don't want to use anything in between where it's good for steak, because then it's just going to be broken apart, and it's going to be a waste of perfectly good meat, because this rendang is a long process, slow and slow. Okay, so we're going to first sear with any kind of braising. You want to sear your protein. So I'm going to sear, and then I'm going to also heat my pot. Okay, so this is a beautiful slab of brisket that I got today. I took it out of my refrigerator. I'll let it sit for, let it kind of cool a little bit so it's not totally cold. All right, so you want to put some oil all around it. Paper off. And liberally season it with salt and pepper. Now, you probably have seen in Singapore all the makciks at the hawker center, they cube the meat, right? I don't like to do that. For some reason, I think it's better to leave it whole and then kind of cube it afterwards because I think it retains most of the moisture and you want that in your rendang, not a dry rendang, okay? So, and then you're just going to, it's not hot yet, wash my hands. You're also going to learn that in rendang, you are going to need a paste. I have here ingredients as in the recipe. You're going to need shallots. You can use 6 itty-bitty medium shallots or 3 large ones, some ginger, some garlic. You can use Fresno peppers. If you can't find Fresno peppers in San Francisco or in Oakland, you can use red jalapenos. That's fine too. Fresno is a little bit spicier. Lots and lots of lemongrass. And then you're gonna want to toast all your spices, your coriander, your cumin, and your fennel seeds. So these need to be toasted and then blended into a paste, okay? And then you also need some, what I call some essentials in Nusantara cooking. Nusantara are, Malaysia, Singapore, and Brunei. So we have cinnamon, we have star anise, cardamom, cloves, gula melaka, again. This is makrut lime leaf, and also some toasted coconut. All right, so I think our pan is hot. All right, you have a grill good, not you can use a griddle. So you're gonna put the whole flag on here. I'm gonna move the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing, okay? All right, so it's important that you're going to sear all sides of the brisket. We're gonna try to finish this in 30 minutes. I'll show you how, okay? And then this pan, I use coconut oil. If you don't have coconut oil, vegetable oil is okay too. About 5 tablespoons in there. And this is what the paste looks like, okay? Before you put in the paste, you're gonna throw in your cinnamon, your cloves, your star anise, now these are cardamom. You need to crush the cardamom. They look like this. You have to crush them. Right, we're going here. You can already smell the aroma. All right, so and then you're going to bruise your lemongrass and also leave it in there. Okay, let's see, we're gonna flip this over. Lower the heat a little bit. All right, so what you're doing now is you're building layers, right, to your rendang. It's not dumping everything in. Because such a long cooking process, you want to make sure you taste almost everything. So you are cooking in stages to develop flavors, or we're building layers. Now the paste goes in. Now you're building another layer of flavor, right? So So now you're going to fry the paste. Oh, it smells so good. So yummy. All right. You're gonna fry the paste until the oil has separated and then there's no more moisture. Okay, so this is frying. All right, check out meat. All right, now turn it on one other side. Keep frying. It smells so good.
It looks like it smells good. Nora, thank you.
It does. It smells really yummy. So this is now, like I said, you know, don't dump everything in. This is a long cooking process. You want to be able to taste each layer. So you want to, you know, it's the way it's being stirred, what you put in first, it all matters in the rendang. Okay. Oh, it smells yummy. It smells like Hari Raya at my house right now.
Nice.
Other side.
So Nora, why do you have it whole and not cut up? Is there a difference?
I feel like when it's cut up, it's too dry for me because when the pieces are small and you cook for a very long time, they dry up really fast. So I like to keep them whole and then break them later at service. So what we do at the restaurant is we cook them all whole like this. And then per serving, we would cut the pieces per order. And you can do that at home as well.
Got it, thanks.
Yeah. All right, so you can see that the moisture has evaporated and I can see the oil has separated. At this point, you're gonna turn off the heat. Okay, make sure all sides are seared. You're going to take your brisket. Can you see this?
Oh yes, we can see it.
And you're going to coat the meat with all that beautiful flavors. Again, this is building flavor again, another layer, because now you're introducing all that fat into this beautiful spice mix, right? Now let it rest a little bit. Let them all get to know each other. Now, I'm going to remove this. Some rendang recipe do not call for this, but I like to put this in. It is, hold on a second, I'll show that later. All right, I'll turn it over. It's getting to know each other, marrying. Now, you are going to put your coconut milk in the coconut milk. Now you're building another layer of flavor, introducing another type of fat. Right? And like all Southeast Asian foods, we have spice, we have salty, sweet, right? So for the sour part, we use tamarind water. I always keep tamarind water in my fridge. So I get the tamarind pulp, right? And I put it in a quart container, mush it all up, and put water in it and just keep it in my fridge. So whenever I need tamarind water, I have some. So this is just put a little bit in. Just put it in. Now, here's the ingredient I said that some people don't put, but I like toasted coconut, or in Malay they call brisket. Put it in there. That's another layer of flavor. Put it around. And then I love some makrut lime leaves. Throw it in there. Throw in some salt. You don't need any pepper because you're using Fresno. And I like to use gula melaka or gula jawa. I'm going to cut. This adds sweetness to the rendang. And throw it in. All right.
So we have a few questions, Nora. Will
Yes, question.
kaffir lime leaves work as well?
Yes. If this is that, we're not allowed to say that K word anymore because in South Africa, that K word is derogatory. We now call it makrut lime.
Got it. So it's actually the same thing.
Okay.
Thank you.
It's the same thing. Don't say that word anymore, okay?
Now, what about Instapot? Do you think this can be done on Instapot?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You can. I just add a little bit of water. It looks a little bit dry to me. You can do the same. Yes, you can do it in Instapot for sure. It will take half the time. I like to cook things slow. Okay, so at this point, you are done. You're going to take the lid, turn off the heat. You're going to cover this. This is the cast iron, okay? You're gonna turn on your oven to 250 degrees, and you're gonna put it in the oven. If you're using brisket, 2 hours. If you're using chuck, 3 hours. Chuck is a tougher meat. It's the muscle of the cow, like right on top. So, it uses a lot. So it's more muscular. The connective tissues take a longer time to cook. So 3 hours for chuck, brisket, 2 hours. So now you're gonna put it in the oven. We're not gonna be here for 3 hours, don't worry, because I had made some for you.
Wow, what a treat.
Before we started. Now, listen, I'm not gonna be up at 3 o'clock to take out what I just did. So what I'll do later when this is over, I'm gonna make it go to room temperature, and I'm gonna put it in my chiller, and then I can start the process again tomorrow. Okay, you can do the same if you want to do things in advance. You can do all that at night, and then maybe cook the next day. No problem.
Got it.
You can sear with a pan. Yes. All right. So on the picture you see is some grits. I love grits, especially this time of the year, but it's too hot right now to make some grits. It's too heavy for me. So we're gonna make a salad, okay? So my style of cooking has always been, for the past 15 years, has always been, Southeast Asian flavors with Californian sensibilities. So basically, we're trying to use all that is available to us, okay, that in California, to make our food delicious, as close as possible to home. Okay, so beets are in season. These are golden beets that I've macerated with some lemon, some olive oil, some honey mustard, some chopped shallots. They've been sitting here for like an hour. Because rendang is so tender, I like to eat with hard greens like kale and fennel, so it gives me some texture. Okay, so I have some beautiful floral kale here and some fennel. They're great in the summer. I'm gonna wash my hands really quick. Okay, I'm going to use some of the macerated juice or vinaigrette for my salad dressing. Now, you have to massage kale This is a tough greens. Okay, you gotta massage it with your hands like this. Okay, this will be my dinner tonight. I'm so excited. I rarely eat rendang at home because we cook it at the restaurant.
That's an interesting combination, rendang with kale. Wow.
Yeah, this is my POV. My culinary point of view has always been, food from home matched with, what we have available here. Okay, now let's see how tender it is.
Got it. So this is after 2 hours. This is what it'll look
like.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get it.
We have a question here. Is the coconut milk meant to separate after hours of cooking?
Is what? Sorry, say that again?
The coconut milk meant to separate after hours of cooking?
No, it doesn't separate. It will all melt together.
Okay.
Yeah, this is what you see here is oil.
Got it.
Yeah. All right. I don't know if you can see, but this is 2 hours. Okay. You get that? You see that? All right. So 2 hours.
Wow. It smells so good.
If you want to cook longer, you can. I like texture. I don't like my rendang to be too mushy. You can cook longer. You can. 3 hours is good too. Right. See that?
Got it. Wow.
Okay. Okay. So now, this is my dinner.
I'd love to shelter in place with you.
I'm sorry? Yeah.
We'd love to shelter in place with that. There are so many of us.
Yeah, welcome. Welcome. My house is open. Anybody can come. I cook a lot at home. And we have been recipe testing a lot too. So I have some fennel fronds here that I don't like to waste. I try to use everything. There you go. Here is your salad with the rendang.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try it. Hold on. Sorry. Oh.
Brilliant. Sadap. Awesome. Yes.
So good.
That is great. So we have a few people volunteering to be your recipe tasters, and wanting to be on your takeout list. And everyone wants to visit you now, of course, because we know you're in the area. That looks amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
Great. So what sort of variation? So if we were cooking on Instapot, what sort of variation would you recommend in the process?
Variations? I would do the same thing. You need to sear first, always. Sear it on your pan and then put it in the Instapot. And then set the time and forget it.
Got it. So instead of the 2 hours, it becomes a lot less. That makes sense.
Yeah, it should be a lot less. What it does is the full convection.
Yep.
It traps in the temperature in there.
Got it.
The oven heats all around, and then this is so good, guys.
Thank you so much. So we have a question here. Where is the restaurant where we can order this dish?
Local kitchen. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're so envious.
Lincoln Hill. Local kitchen, 330 First Street, San Francisco. Now, I also offer rendang on my pop-ups in Oakland. So if you're in the East Bay, you can also, order from us. At local, this is a seasonal item, so you have to check in, call first to see if we have it, okay? But we have the usual, we always have chicken rice, we have char kway teow, we have mee goreng, stuff like that. We have rojak, we have all that, satay. Those are the main staples, but rendang is usually a special because I'm not there all the time. The chicken rice is really good. Thank you, Janice. Thank you. Yeah, we have chicken rice. Yeah, I've been going back and forth, since COVID. I'm trying not to be in San Francisco too much. So some dishes that are onto specials now.
Got it. Wow. Well, we are so glad to have you here today. Thank you so much for demystifying beef rendang and making it accessible for us to understand the process.
Yeah, it's really easy, right?
Well,
it may look intimidating.
You make it look easy, but I think it's super. It's still like pulling together all the ingredients and all that. Still, wow, pretty complex. But
yeah, maybe because I do it all the time. It's like, but if the recipe that I have provided is really super simple to follow, and just it's actually it's like my mother literally telling me, and I'm writing it down. So, and I, of course, she does hers different. She'll sit at the stove and stir. I have other things to do, so it goes in the oven.
That's great. Well, thank you, Nora. This has been fabulous. Wow. So I stay on for a moment. Let's see if there are any questions from the floor. I think we addressed many of the questions already.
Yeah, try it. Somebody said they want to try it. They should. Yeah, I'm always, if you want to if you feel safe to come to Oakland and visit me and be my taster, give me a holler. I'll welcome you. I always have a lot of food. It's like if you look at my fridge, it's full of leftovers from lots of recipe testing, and they go to waste. Nobody eats them but me and my daughter. So.
That's great. Well, thank you. So, Nora, where do you actually usually get your supplies? If we look at the list of ingredients here, there are a lot of very special ones, and I think we should probably work with Yan to see if he can put together.
I was just thinking that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, currently, I do shop. We have a supplier that comes and delivers for us. He gets them from the San Francisco produce warehouse, and he brings it to us. And my chefs will call him and he brings them. But if I'm ever in a bind, I do go to Mewa. They have everything, and specifically because they have a section for Indonesian cuisine, and I really like that because they have belacan, they have gula melaka and things like that. So it's convenient, it's a little bit of a trek to go from the East Bay, but it's worth it. Like when I go there, will you make the paste? When I go there, it's I try to buy a lot, so I don't have to go too many times. I buy for the restaurant and I buy for my house also. And it's very, rendang was voted best food by CNN not too long ago, I think. I think it's because of the complexity. And speaking of which, I wanted to share that, thanks to, M and everybody else that have, advocated for our food, it's now become something that people crave for. It's not so foreign anymore. We want to take Singapore food at the level of, Thai food, Vietnamese food, like it should be. Just a few months ago, not few months, October of 2019, I cooked at the James Beard House. I was very proud of that because until then, they were only advocating for American cuisine. So to be able to cook at the James Beard House, I brought laksa and belacan to New York at the Beard House.
Wow.
And it was a big accomplishment, I think, for our food, to be able to tell our story and be recognized as this food now as American food. So that was really good feeling. And I've been advocating for this for a very long time.
That's great. That's great. It's great that that you're putting Singapore on the map, right? The culinary map. All of these, all of you guys, like just getting the word out there for Singaporean cuisine, which is fantastic. Thank you again for sharing your skills here this evening and these special flavors that we can now experience, hopefully at home ourselves as well. And of course, if we'd like it out of the box and right away, we know you have a whole bunch in your oven right now that is ready for tomorrow as well.
Yes. I'm gonna not make it tonight. Like I said, I'm not going to be up at midnight. So I'm gonna let it cool and then start over tomorrow. I'll just take it back in the
So it's
oven and it'll be ready. Yeah.
even more marinated, right? So that's
Yes, it would have married each other, gotten to know each other even better.
love it. Well, thank
Yeah,
you, Nora.
yeah. So that's what I'm talking about building your flavors. Don't you read a recipe, right? Read it thoroughly and think about how you want to build your flavors, right? And understand that, because if you just dump everything in, you know, anybody can do that. So think like a chef, like a restaurant chef. That's how our food is different from cooking at home, because we've learned how to build our flavors. So do that. This is why I'm here, why Em is here. We're here to teach you that.
That's brilliant. Could you also give us the recipe for the salad as well? I think
Oh, absolutely.
folks are very
Did you want me to say it now or
later
type
on.
it to you
Yes,
later?
maybe
Yeah,
we'll
I'll do it later. It's very easy. It's so simple. Yeah.
okay. That's great. Thank you so much again, Nora.
You're welcome. Yeah.
And thank you all for joining us this evening, for another session of Singapore Connect's COVID-19 update. Certainly this is one big perk of shelter in place and, and this whole scenario where we are all learning from each other new skills like cooking from home. So this evening we covered chai dao gui, as well as beef rendang. So hopefully you guys are practicing at home and getting some of this food down. Please take photographs and share so that our gurus here can comment on your on your food as well. So we're super excited to be trying them out. And thank you again, Nora. Thanks, Em, for this wonderful evening. Yen, would certainly look forward to getting some of these ingredients from you to try it out. Any parting words, Nora?
Yes. Keep supporting your local business, okay? Thank
Yes.
you so much.
Indeed, indeed. We definitely need to do that. Thank you, Nora. And
Yes.
thank you for
Especially
supporting us
now
too.
that, and wear your mask, because Em and I were talking about this. We were gonna do a thing together, and it's been held up because we were gonna do 60% capacity in a few days, and that's been canceled. Restaurants now cannot serve outdoors because of what's going on. So please wear your mask, and so we restaurants can reopen and to be back in service. Okay? Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much. And yes, we'll do our best to support you as well. Perfect. Em, any parting words?
I would say now's a great time to practice cooking. So maybe everybody can be like superstar chefs at home. But oh yeah, like take pictures and like send it to us. Or if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm very 做博 in Singapore right now, and I'm very, very free. So ask ahead.
So we should do more cooking shows. We've got, more votes from our here asking for more of these sessions. So we're very excited to have more dishes because, rounding it out, the breakfast, the lights, and then the dinner, the main entrees. That's great. I don't see any further questions coming on board, except if you guys are able to open up in Seattle, Nora. I don't know if you can, but maybe, are you thinking of any other locations?
Currently, San Francisco and Oakland. I don't think we're going to go anywhere further until we know what's going on, because it's so scary to not know things,
Yeah,
So
true.
we're holding really tight to what we have, providing jobs to people that are already with us, and people are on their EDD right now.
Mm-hmm.
They all want to come back, but it's scary. It's a big investment, and as long as people don't comply, it's going to continue to be scary.
Yep, for sure. For sure, that's true. So we need to support our local restaurants. And Em, actually, you have an online business too, right, Em?
Yeah, so basically it's a pop-up situation whereas people pre-order and then we'll make the food. You can order it through my Instagram where I post weekly rotational menus in my link. Or you could also get it, if you want to pick it up in SF, you can pick it up at 600 South Van Ness Avenue. We work out of Bite Unite, which is a commercial kitchen that we've locked in with till November. So that's the plan for now until I return back to SF and we can expand further.
Awesome. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. So got our key takeaways: wear a mask, support local restaurants, and practice cooking at home, right? As well. That's awesome. Thanks, guys. Thank you all for joining us this evening. And David, any parting words from the Singapore Global Network?
Hello, Jasmine. Nothing further from me. I think most importantly, like what Nora mentioned, support the local businesses.
Mm-hmm.
And also, if you have any ideas for upcoming topics or sessions you think you'll be interested to find out more of, feel free to reach out to us as well. Reach out to Jasmine, reach out to myself, or whoever in the chat group. Feel free to suggest. Happy to see who we can invite for upcoming sessions.
Yep, and it's always smart members stepping up and sharing, some of their awesome recipes as well, and their skill sets, right, for us.
Yep.
Mark.
Well, I'd like to add, National Day is coming up. We in Singapore Connect have been discussing how we can celebrate this. Obviously, in-person gathering is not in the works, but something unique that has not been done before, I think it's something we should do because we all want to feel more connected, especially in these times. We shouldn't be socially distant, right? Even though we have to practice safe distancing. I also want to echo again, support your local businesses. When we started this series, we were thinking about vulnerable, people, and that included the restaurant owners. So I'm really glad to see that we found ways to support those in our community that run local businesses. So even if it's a little expensive, a little inconvenient, find a way to order their food. Support them.
Perhaps that's something we should do for National Day too. Maybe we all order a Singapore dish and we have a Singapore Food Fest at our various homes.
Good idea.
And Yan can help us too. Either we cook it ourselves or we buy straight from the restaurant.
Yeah, so if you have suggestions on how to do the National Day, please come in and share with us. If you like to perform something, music, video, do a choir, something of us singing a song together. Just give us some ideas and try and make it happen. Thank you.
All right, with that, everyone, thank you so much. Thank you to our special guest this evening, Yen, M, as well as Nora, for sharing your skills and making it possible for us all to connect over food. All right, good night for now, and speak to you guys in 2 weeks' time. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.